Welcome to Simple Kicking with your host, James Hairston.
All right, we're going to try that again, guys. So we're going to talk about in the next 5 to 10 minutes here on the Simple Kicking Live why the first 4 weeks of the NFL season was spectacular and outstanding from a kicking perspective. So if you're a young kicker out there, a college kicker, maybe a guy on the sidelines wanting to be playing on Sundays, then this episode is for you. Stand by. Lee, hit the theme.
Welcome to Simple Kicking with your host, James Hairston.
All right, so through 4 weeks of the NFL season, 17 games have been decided by a field goal or less. That represents 26% of the games that have been played so far this season. And the reason why that's outstanding is in college football, about 15% of games are decided by 3 points or less. Well, in the NFL, we know that there's parity and any team on any given Sunday can win. And that typically runs around 20%. But here we are in the high 20s. And that is showing a key indicator, which is that kickers are more important than they ever have been in the history of the game. If this continues for the next couple weeks or so, watch mainstream news pick it up. Of course, Justin Tucker a few weeks ago had his NFL record 66-yard field goal for the win against the Detroit Lions. Tuck is the GOAT. He's the best player to ever have leather hit ball. I mean, ever. And that brought some much needed attention to the kicking game. But no one's talking about these other close games. So let's take a recap of one of the highest rating games, and this is how it finished. This was on Sunday Night Football when Tom Brady was reunited versus his old coach, Bill Belichick. This was a game-winning attempt from Nick Folk. If you make it, you win. If you miss it, you lose. Let's take a look and see what happened. A 56-yard attempt from the right hash, plenty of leg, and goes off that right upright. Let's watch it again. A devastating miss for one of the best in the game. Nick had his best season last year, going 90.9%. All right. Fantastic season. But this miss right here hurts. Okay. He hit the ball thinking that it was going to go in. What would have happened if he would have made that kick? Do you see how important that position is in this game? You know, I was telling some colleagues earlier this week that the whole point of the Simple Kicking app is to show what the value of a field goal kicker is. Because to the naked eye, it isn't so obvious. But by using this app, which we'll show here in a minute, of a kicker on the flip side who's making game winners, you'll see that it illustrates the total talent of a player. And that's why 65,000 field goals have been tracked on the app. That's why nearly 4,000 kickers have signed up for it in the last 18 months. It's changing the game. And kicking is winning games. Or as a CBS analyst, Amy Trask, reached out to me and said, well, kicking loses games. We just saw an example where Nick Folk, who's a pro's pro, a total Patriot, New England Patriot, of course, but a total friend of mine too. He's great. One of the most clutch kickers. He hit the upright. Let's take a look at a young kid. This is Evan McPherson, a rookie kicker out of Cincinnati. I posted a YouTube video about it, but I'll go ahead and play it here for you guys. Let's play tape on Evan McPherson.
It's not always easy to see the difference between getting a job in the NFL and keeping one. That's why the Simple Kicking app paints a picture. And this season, Evan McPherson, who is the rookie kicker for the Cincinnati Bengals, he is showing that he has the ability to make tough kicks. And through 4 games, he has already accounted for 2 game winners. Although he missed one, he came back and made the game winner on Thursday night. And so the Simple Kicking app shows that he makes his kicks about 7 feet left of center. So hats off to Evan McPherson for a fantastic start to your rookie season.
I think what's so important from Evan McPherson is his ability to bounce back from a missed kick. As a rookie, it's easy to shrivel up and crumble beneath the pressure because this is a week-to-week game. It really is, especially as a kicker. You miss, they're bringing 4 other guys, and we've seen that with Tennessee Titans. This week with Randy Bullock, they brought in 4 other kickers to try to take his job. And so Evan McPherson, and what we've seen from this illustration is that he makes most of his kicks really between that left upright and the left pro post. And that is measured at about 6 to 7 feet left of the dead center. He's just got a draw, but it's consistent. And here's the thing. Cincinnati drafted the kicker, and he's doing exactly what they expected him to do. Make tough kicks. Without the Simple Kicking app, it's easy for the naked eye or the uninformed mainstream media sports, beat writer for a certain team to pick up, oh, hey, he's having a good season. But the core argument that I want to make here is that kicking is more important than it's ever been. And it's evidenced by 26% of NFL games this season are decided by a field goal or less. And so when you have missed kicks, what causes that? There's technical stuff, there's mental stuff, there's weather things that can happen. But what I have found over the last 4 years is that kickers don't have the visuals they need to execute how they want. And here's why. 3 NFL teams are currently using the Pro Post, and the Pro Post attached to the goal post to create a narrower target. Let's listen to what Cairo Santos, kicker for the Chicago Bears, has to say about the Pro Post. Let's play tape.
I visualize now the pro post in my head. Even though you're looking at the 18-foot wide post, really you're aiming at something that's not there, but in your head, it's drawn out. I visualize now the pro post in my head. Even though you're looking at the 18-foot wide post, really you're aiming at something that's not there, but in your head, it's drawn out there. The pro posts are drawn out in my visuals when I'm looking at the goal post on Sundays.
This is something that is going to take punting to.
So Cairo sees the pro post when he's out there on Sundays. And that was actually a game winner he had against the Tampa Bay Bucks last season. And that spread that you saw in the Simple Kicking app, which illustrated his grouping down the center of the field goal posts. Look, you have a better chance of making the kick if you make it down the center. Because when wind happens, when weather happens, when, sometimes the ball seems to kick itself, the ball will split the field goal posts. So if you haven't already, subscribe to my email list or check me out on social media. And here's why. Because the Simple Kicking app and the Pro Post and the content I'm creating might be potentially helpful for you as you're trying to, learn more about the game. Now, if you're a high school kicker out there, you have the ability to chart your kicks right here on your phone. And what that allows you to do is have your data available for college and NFL scouts to follow your career. Yes, college and NFL scouts, because there's a leaderboard, just like in a golf tournament. You will be automatically updated after you kick. It's a live leaderboard. So again, this week is about how critically important kicking is. And for the younger guys that are out there, chart your kicks. Why not? If you can start compiling your data and creating a narrative that will help scouts validate your talent, puts you at the top of the list. If you're a college guy, why not continue to learn about your swing? Because there's people like the free agents that are on the sideline that are licking their chops, hoping to get a workout. Like you're seeing that's happening every week after there's a missed kick. And again, missed kicks are happening frequently, and they're happening when games matter the most. I'm James Hairston. This is the Simple Kicking Show. Make sure to check me out on social media. And if there's anything I can do to help you, your son, or your program, don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks, everybody, for joining the Simple Kicking Show.